So I wanted to talk today about perception and reality. So you've probably heard people say perception is reality. And I don't think that that is completely true. Perception is part of reality. And what people perceive can become reality. So you could say perception creates reality, but it in and of itself is not reality. Reality is reality. Perception is a little more complicated. It can change based on a person, based on a person's environment, experiences, and their habits, their thought habits. Reality, as we know, isn't static, it's constantly growing, which is exciting, but it also gives us a responsibility because the perceptions that we have and the perceptions that other people have can affect and create that reality. So your perceptions are something really, really important that you need to take care to guard and make sure you are aware of what they are, because they will affect how you see the world and how you and others, not just you, experience the world. So I think it's really important to be grounded in facts and to be grounded in reality, and to realize that just everything you think and just the way that you perceive the world, the way that your viewpoint isn't everything. You don't have the whole picture, right? And so I would say the number one way to figure out what your perceptions are, things that you might be missing, where your perception of the world is wrong, because your perception is difficult to deal with because it's hard to know where you're wrong, because it's just how you see the world. Sometimes it's a bit like being colorblind. You can't really help it. So I would say surround yourself with people who don't think like you. Surround yourself with people who their first language is not your first language. So my first language is English. I should surround myself, or at least find someone whose first language is Spanish or Arabic or Chinese, something that is not my first language. Because just in having a different language, even if they were raised in the same country as me, I think there's something about that that can really change how you see the world. Just with the cultural differences that typically come along with speaking a different language. Find someone who is much richer or much poorer than you and listen. It's really important to know others' opinions and to know your opinions, to create a reality that is more positive than negative. Yes, I have notes, pardon me. So let's say you perceive your life as horrible. You will often create that into reality. Now, maybe your life is horrible. Maybe it's a situation that you need to get out of as soon as possible. You need to know what reality is, not just your perception. So honestly, look for the truth. And maybe the situation is worse than you were allowing yourself to believe that it was, because you know how sometimes that is, you don't want to believe something super bad. You just want to kind of hide away and not have to deal with it, right? I've done that before. It's important to be grounded in reality and see if your perception is wrong, so you can get out of that situation quicker. Maybe you're perceiving your situation is not as bad as it actually is. Maybe you still need to make some changes in your life, but there are wonderful, beautiful things that you could be appreciating about your life right now. So I would suggest that you think about your perception, talk to others about the world, listen to them, don't just talk, listen to them, and see how your perception should change or should grow. Realizing the positives in your life and talking to others about the positives in their life can be really enriching and really renewing, and can make your life a much more positive life, because there are negatives and there are positives in everyone's life. From the person who has the worst life to the person who has the best life, there are positives and there are negatives. And if you see those positives, your perception of that being more positive is going to give you and the people around you a more positive life, just by being able to see the humor in something that's horrible and sad, maybe in your life. Maybe you broke your leg. That's horrible, that's sad, you can't do the things you want to do. But if you can see the humor in it, pretend to be a pirate or something, right? That can really help you, and it can also help others around you have a more positive, beautiful life. So I hope y'all are having a great Saturday, And I want you to remember that you have so much more potential than you know, and you were created for a purpose. Get out there and find it.